Bam, bam. 15 minutes of heat here for you on 790 The Ticket. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on a Monday. Robbie the Degenerate. He was just telling us about some of his escapades at the Hard Rock. We're going to get into some of that, too. I want to hear what life was like in the gambling side of things. But there was an interesting wrinkle that was thrown into the NBA's comeback this weekend, as they had a call on Friday with 80 plus NBA players that was apparently organized by Kyrie Irving. And there were some other players. He wasn't the only one who was a little bit divided on whether or not they want to come back. But Kyrie was apparently the big leading voice on this. Mm-hmm. And he does not want to come back. He is not in favor of coming back and playing basketball. He said, this is according to Shams and The Athletic, he said, quote, "I don't support going into Orlando. I'm not with the systematic racism and the BS. Something smells a little fishy. Whether we want to admit it or not, we are targeted as black men every day that we wake up." And he also said, "I am willing to give up everything for social reform." So Kyrie Irving, not down with it.
If I can.
Sure.
There's a couple of things, and I'm not even questioning what he thinks and what he believes. Okay? Kudos to him. He's a smart dude, even though he says some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Right? He really is. I think he's the vice president of the players.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. The
Kyrie?
The player reps, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I don't think so. I thought that was Chris Paul. Chris Paul's president.
President. Right. But here's, and I don't think Chris Paul is anymore. But here's how this works. A guy who has made as much money as he has.
Leroy's right, by the way. NBA PA Executive Committee Vice President Kyrie Irving.
Really? I didn't know that.
So, and he's elected. So that means that, people realize that he's a smart dude. But it's hard to be in a place where you can actually say that versus a guy who's in his first couple of years and just starting to make money.
Right.
So if you're going to have that point, you have to keep that in, you have to understand that. And you have to at least acknowledge that some people, when you say something like that, are making more of a sacrifice than others.
Right.
Because if you played the last 5 years making $20 million, you giving up $20 million this year.
Well, and I think he did have some point on there where he's like, "Oh, the system in the NBA is built to pit us up against each other. Only like 20 guys really get paid." But that's kind of, it depends.
That's life.
But it depends what your definition of that. Because I think the 86th player, highest paid player in the NBA, makes $15 million a year.
Right. So now let's
not really.
Let's take it from this another standpoint, and that's this. All coming from a guy who's not going to play anyway, who's probably not going to even go to Orlando
because of the injuries. Yeah.
Right. So
he's a bad messenger.
Right. Although his message has some points. Point number 3. You can't be a flat earther and be saying stuff like that. You can't.
He tried to walk that back.
I know, but dude,
damage is done, my friend.
There's certain things. There's certain things that you say.
Damage is done, my friend.
Right? That for the rest of your life, folks are gonna look at you and say, flat earther. Right? Wait. Unless he did the old Tobin, I said he may have been flat. I'm not saying it's flat.
No.
Right?
No.
So, and another thing is this. There's 3 levels to the people you have to ask to try to appease in these statements. One is the person that just came from the G League and is not making even close to the 15 million.
Dunks.
He's trying to get his comeuppance.
Yep.
Right? Then you have the guys who are in the middle that are maybe playing for those final seeds that know they have no chance at winning a championship.
Yep.
Then you got the guys like LeBron, Greek Freak, Kawhi,
The stars.
that they have a chance to win a championship. And under whatever circumstances that championship comes, they got a chance to win one.
There's also a report from Woj. Woj says that Bam, De'Aaron Fox, Kyle Kuzma, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum have all talked with the Players Association senior counsel about facilitating insurance allowances, obviously because they're due for big contracts and are worried about getting hurt in Orlando.
Right. See, there's a lot of, but in the end, okay, if you're comfortable with the necessary steps that are being taken, right, then play basketball. Then play basketball. It's easy for Kyrie to say a lot of these things because he's in a position where if he can't ever play again, he's fine.
Well,
he doesn't have to finish this year.
Yeah, I don't buy into the fact that this is not good. I don't buy the fact that Orlando is going to be a place where the NBA players aren't going to be well taken care of. Like
Right.
that seems ridiculous. I know that they all have to stay. I guess that they're going to try and stay at this one resort, Coronado Springs, which I've stayed at a couple of times. Lovely. Now, I'm sure if I was an NBA player, it'd look like the Motel 6 to me. But to me, to the Tobin family, they're pretty good. They got a Jaguar slide, Leroy. A fun time. What about the idea, though? And let's get Steven Jackson on this because Steven Jackson, like Kyrie, is also saying that he feels like right now is a time that it's a bad time for basketball, that it's only going to distract from social issues. We're getting listened to for the first time with racial injustices, and that none of the owners are speaking out. And that if they go play in the playoffs, all people are going to care about is the playoffs, and that the message is going to get lost. Here's Steven Jackson.
Man, I love the NBA, man. I got, that's my family. But now ain't the time to be playing basketball, y'all. Now ain't the time. Playing basketball is going to do one thing. Take all the attention off the task at hand right now, what we fighting for. Everybody going to be worrying about the playoffs. They're going to have all that blasted all over the TV, and nobody's going to be talking about getting justice for all these senseless murders by the police, and nobody's going to be focusing on the task at hand, bro. None of these white owners have spoken up. None of them are taking a stand. Yeah, they might post a video when the season starts or saying what we should do, but they ain't doing nothing. Playing basketball ain't going to do nothing but make them money and take the attention of what we fighting for, what we marching for. It's bigger than all of us, and it's bigger than the game. And it's sad that we still got to explain that to people, bro. Sad.
That's Steven Jackson.
If I may,
good.
I think a lot of people are looking at this the wrong way. All right. Basketball players of all the athletes probably have the biggest platform. One, because you can see their face and you can familiarize yourself with all of them, all of the stars, okay? If you give them that platform, if all eyes are on them, don't they have a better opportunity to deliver that message? Because I promise you, after every game, after every situation, you will have an opportunity, several opportunities, to say something to keep people aware of the circumstances that's going on. Now, if you don't play, then the emphasis is put more on why you're not playing basketball. And people are going to view you a little bit differently because they want their feel good. So how they watch you is going to be from the standpoint of, oh, he chose not to play basketball. I'm tuning out.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that should be dismissed. What Kyrie and Steven Jackson are saying, like if you take away that feel good, because we want you to listen to this. We want your feel good to be taken away.
But are you going to listen if you take away the feel good?
That's a good question. And to I guess what the reported, he doesn't say anything directly, but the reported talks from LeBron's camp are LeBron wants to play basketball. He believes he could do both and send his message better so by playing. Now, LeBron's going to get scrutinized either way. Let's be honest with it. Like, there's going to be people who are going to be looking at it. He only wants to play because he has a chance at a championship. He doesn't want to lose all of his money, all that type of stuff. LeBron's got more money than God. Like, it's not a money thing with him. But, to Patrick Beverley's point, Patrick Beverley tweeted out, he said, "Hoopers, say all y'all want. If King James is hooping, we all hooping. Nothing personal, only business. Hashtag stay woke." Now, I don't know if he's kidding or if that's supposed to be a little jab at LeBron James or if Patrick Beverley is taking if Patrick Beverley also wants to play and he's siding with LeBron James. But to LeBron's credit, LeBron has already started this, move people to vote project, this movement where he's partnering up with a lot of athletes to get people to mobilize and go vote people out of office who are against them. And so I guess the question is, if LeBron is going to go out there and he's still going to go play basketball, is that, are you going to say that he doesn't care as much as Kyrie Irving does, who, may have not played anyway?
No, he's not playing. He's not playing. So he's not playing for the rest of the year. Again, if you want to maximize the platform, then playing basketball will maximize the platform. It just does. And if you can deliver them first of all, say what you want about LeBron. He is going to be the guy to deliver any message that comes out of Orlando. There's only a handful of guys that they're going to even go to in the first place. And he's one of them.
No doubt.
And so if there is a message to be delivered, I just feel that it can come across more positively, if that's even possible, because there's going to be some backlash anyway. But the opportunity to get more people to view your message in a positive light is going to come from playing basketball, not from even though there have been a number of protests that have been peaceful, that have delivered an unbelievable message. That platform for LeBron is going to be through basketball, and it's always been through basketball. That's not a terrible thing. And so to play basketball and have people in front of him every night after every game, okay, they're going to go to LeBron. The message that he can deliver will have more of an effect because of who he is in basketball than him marching to Washington, D.C. and not playing basketball.
You can text or call the show 786-360-0790. Text on the ticket driven by Kendall Toyota and West Kendall Toyota. Let's go out to the phone lines. What do we got there, Robbie? We got anybody out there in radio land? What's going on there, caller?
Come in. Tom.
Oh!
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are
How
you?
you doing today? Tom, used to be an intern.
Yep.
You're still an intern in my heart, Tom. Tom!
You cursed the first day I interned. You got me in so much trouble, Bill.
I cursed you out, man, because you're a cursed out kind of human being. And Leroy! Let me tell you something about Leroy. You're the most love for the Leroy, man. Leroy's down! And listen, no, it's not all right. Let me tell you something right now. What I've understood, what I've understood about life. Velcro, the material. Velcro. What a ripoff.
Oh, my goodness.
-1. Get him off of here. Get him out of here.
Wait. That was terrible.
That's terrible, Bill.
-1.
Oh, my God.
Holy smokes. I'm like, we got something.
Unbelievable.
Oh gosh.
You can text show 786-360-0790. Texter writes in, Kyrie is talking from his privilege. Another texter writes in, not sure Kyrie is well informed. His anger of his system is misguided. What exactly is his complaint? His message is mixed, like his Earth view. Another texter writes in, I like Jackson's message more. He's more concise. Another texter writes in, LeBron can be more for the cause than any of these players. So
He has been. He has been. Like like if you think about basketball the last few years, one of the things that LeBron has done is he's helped take the power of players in his position and given it to the player. And so from that standpoint, there's been nobody else to do that. With how you do your contract, with the decisions that you make. I mean, think about this. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, was anybody leaving money on the table to play in a better situation?
no.
Right.
No, they all left like $40 million on the extension.
Right.
Back
exactly.
Before, and back before, it was great money, but it wasn't like stupid John Wall, Damian Lillard money.
Right.
You know?
Right. And now players do it all the time. Now players come to the team and say, look, get rid of me. I'm not signing an extension.
Let me ask you this. Would it be more of an extreme move to do it? Let's say we had this was all going on, right? Mm-hmm. I do feel like Kyrie's idea and Steven Jackson's idea of not playing, I feel like it would have had a bigger impact if we were in the midst of the playoffs. Like, for example, if LeBron and the Lakers and everybody decided we're not showing up tonight, we're not playing for George Floyd, and we were in the midst of it. We didn't lose basketball. Basketball never stopped. We were, I guess at this point we'd be in the midst of the finals or whatnot. If something like that happened and basketball wasn't already taken away, I feel like I would have gotten that, and I feel like it would have gone pretty far. I do feel like it would have made a big statement.
But here's
I think the problem though with doing it now is all you're doing is you're going to just delay not having sports. We've been conditioned to not have sports right now for the last 3 months. So what is it really going to do? You're going to say, okay, we're not showing up. It's like, all right. I mean, you're going to piss people off for sure. But also, I do think people are going to move on a lot quicker because I've already been conditioned to not have basketball. So I just think that while I would get the message and I understand the anger and all that stuff, and I get Steven Jackson's point, I think that kind of a power move would almost be lost in the shuffle a lot more rather than if we were in the basketball season like a regular season and you were just like, we had basketball, cold. We don't have basketball anymore. We're making a point. We're taking a stand for police brutality and all that stuff. We're not showing up for the game. When I've already been in the midst of this stuff and there hasn't been basketball anyway, it's like, it's going to hurt. It's going to suck. But I mean, I've already gone 3 months without basketball. Like I feel like that message is going to get lost and it's going to get muted pretty quickly.
I just think you have to be careful because if basketball doesn't have games, right? It might have a negative effect, and then the ears that you would normally have to hear what you have to say, you no longer have. The other thing is if this was in the middle of the basketball season, and the players wanted to shut down for a game or make a stand and make a point, who's to say that the NBA wouldn't support them?
Who's to say? You're right.
Because they're in a different look. The stars of basketball are unlike stars in any other profession. Okay, and what basketball has tried to do in Adam Silver is try to accommodate them, try to work with them. And so from that standpoint, I think league-wide, they may have done something. So
I agree.
So, but I do believe that if you want to make your point, if you want to have a bigger platform than you would have, then playing basketball is gonna be the way to go, because basketball, like in no other sport, will have an opportunity to get a message out there more than any other sport. I mean, we've had guys in football. I mean, that's one of the. Look at Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what happened to him. You see what I mean? And I almost think it's because football is too big that anybody that threatens football, right? And who would you think is some of the biggest players in football? You say Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes has actually
Russell Wilson.
been doing something. You think Russell Wilson's going to do something? You think,
I don't know.
He has done some things, with the feeding during the pandemic.
When you say do something, what do you mean? Like kneel during the
Well,
anthem?
I'm just saying as far as how basketball is out there doing it. Okay. You think Tom Brady will do something?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, like Baker Mayfield came out this week and he said that he's going to kneel during the anthem, but
right, they asked him if he would, and he said, "Yeah." I can see that.
No,
but
he had a Browns fan that said the Browns fan said, "Please put the Browns fans' mind at ease and say you are not going to take a knee during the anthem." And he goes, "Sorry to disappoint, buddy, but I'm gonna."
Right. Okay.
But I do think that, like, the thing with the kneeling, though, I heard Jalen Rose make a decent point about this, where he said, "Look, it's all well and good that people want to take a knee, and I'm sure that we're going to have more people take a knee than ever this upcoming season, but nobody's career is going to get threatened like Colin Kaepernick's was."
Right.
You know?
How about this? How you feel about this one? I think the fact that the message will get lost for the wrong reasons is why it's a good idea not to play. Make it an issue that can't be avoided no matter what. Sometimes though, you run the risk of having the message get lost because it becomes about playing or not playing basketball. And so you have to, and I don't necessarily know what the right answer is, but I know that if these players play basketball, they're going to have more opportunity to then get people to listen to what they have to say about. Because if you're a reporter and you don't ask, then you're a terrible reporter. Because that's the hot topic right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have more of an opportunity to express how you feel, to explain the circumstance of what's going on in society when you're playing basketball versus, I mean, think about this. Let's pick a random guy. And let's just say Kendrick Nunn scores 40.
Okay.
Right? They're going to ask him, and he's going to have an opportunity to discuss the issues at hand, right? But if Kendrick Nunn doesn't play basketball and he does a protest, how big is the platform going to really be? Because it's going to be with a bunch of other people.
True.
You see what I mean? So now do that with 1,500 guys. 1,500 guys, somebody has a big night, has an opportunity to have the platform to express their feelings on the issues, on the police situation.